Daniel still family ties. Our kids are coming home tonight. Alicia smiled. Annie knew that both of them were in college, one at Princeton and the other one at Dartmouth. A girl and a boy. So are mine. Annie smiled happily. She couldn't wait. All three had promised to stay with her over Thanksgiving, as they always did. Her favorite times were when they came home. I didn't know you had children. I didn't know you had children. Alicia looked surprised as Annie nodded. She never talked about her personal life, just the job. She was the consummate professional in every way, which was why they had hired her. The information that she had children startled both Ebersolds. I have three. Actually, they are my nieces and nephew. My sister died in an accident 16 years ago, and I inherited her kids. They are grown up now. The oldest is an editor at Vogue. My nephew is in his second year at law school, and the youngest is in college. I miss them like crazy, so it's a treat for me when they come home. Annie was smiling as she said it, and the Ebersolds looked amazed. What a wonderful thing to do. Not everyone would have taken that on. You must have been very young. She hardly looked 30 now, but they knew her age from her credential on her website. I was very young. Annie smiled at them. We all grew up together, and it's been a great blessing for me. I am very proud of them. They chatted for a few more minutes, and then the Ebersolds got in their car and drove away. Harry was still looking worried, but Annie had promised him the work would come in at the price she had quoted them, and Alicia was talking excitedly about the grand staircase when they left. Annie glanced at her watch as she had hailed a cab. She had 5 minutes to get to 79 and 5th to meet with a new client. Jim Watson had just bought a co-op and didn't know exactly what he wanted. All he knew was that he wanted it to be fabulous, and he wanted Annie to make magic with it. She was meeting with him to give him some ideas. Jim was recently divorced and wanted a fantastic bachelor pad. It was a shift of mental gears as she rode up down, and just before she got there, her cell phone rang. It was Liz. She sounded nervous and rushed. She always was. She had recently become the jewelry editor at Vogue, and she had just gotten back from Milan. She had come home to be with Annie and her siblings for Thanksgiving. It was a sacred date for all four of them. Annie was going to cook the turkey as she did every year. How was Milan? Annie asked her, happy to hear her voice. She worried about her. Liz worked so hard, and she was always so stressed. She never had time to eat and had been much too thin for the past 3 years. It was the look everyone aspired to at Vogue. It was crazy but fun. I ran around for 4 days. We spent the weekend in Venice, which is dismal in the winter, and I spent a day in Paris on the way back. I picked out some great pieces for the shoot I'm doing next week. If possible, she worked even harder than Annie, or just as hard. Can I bring Jean-Louis tomorrow? She asked Annie, and knew she would say yes. The question was just a formality. Out of respect, Annie had welcomed their friends and significant others for all the years they had lived together and since. I didn't know he was coming. He just flew in today. He was a shoot here this weekend. They had met while working together in Paris, and Jean-Louis kept a loft in New York for his frequent visits. He was a successful photographer and almost identical to all the men Lizzie had in her life. They were either photographers or male models, always handsome, never too deep, and Liz never got too attached. Annie often wondered if losing her parents and made Liz gun shy out. Annie often wondered if losing her parents and had made Liz gun shy about getting too close to anyone. Her romances never lasted long. She was surprised that Jean-Louis had been around for a while. Lizzie had been going out with him for 6 months.